This is Dr. Tracy Gibbs, Chief Science Officer for LifeWise. What I'm going to be talking about tonight is relevant for every LifeWise product, and we're going to talk about that, why it's unique, what makes it unique, what makes it special. So tonight's topic is bioavailability enhancing technologies, or what we call B.E.T. James thought of that term, our marketing, IT, do everything guy. And I really like that because we can actually play on that word. For example, we could say, I bet your product is not as good as mine, or things like that, right? Because ours has the B.E.T, the bioavailability enhancing technologies. Or you can say, you can bet on our products, or I don't know, there's lots of word plays you can do with bioavailability enhancing technology. But let's get into some of the details. As I was doing some research on things, I keep seeing like these different companies popping up with what they're doing and how they all say like they've got the best products, or they're the most bioavailable. And then I look at it and I'm like, gee, you have no bioavailability enhancing technologies. So it's like, how can you say that you've got the most bioavailable product when you have zero science to back that up? And yet companies do that all the time. Everyone claims they've got the best product, and everyone claims their product is bioavailable, and yet people don't even know what that means. Sometimes I look at the words companies are using on their posts and everything, and they're like, you know, our product is 100% assimilated by your body. There are a couple terms I need you guys to understand. There is absorption, and there is bioavailability. And then some people use digestion in connection with those words. But there's another word I need you guys to remember, and it's called assimilation. Okay, assimilation. So absorption and assimilation are two totally different things. So let me explain the purpose of a bioavailability enhancing technology. Because it's not just to get nutrients to your bloodstream. That's only half of the problem. Getting the nutrients to the bloodstream is one half of the problem. Getting that nutrient to assimilate into the cell and become part of your body is the greater component, or most important key. Because look, we've all gotten nutrients into our bloodstream before. Let me give you some examples. How many people have eaten like beets, a lot of beets, and then literally 5 or 6 hours later, you're like peeing kind of red, or red is kind of in your bowel movement. Or you eat a lot of asparagus, cashews and asparagus. Like your urine smells really funny after you eat those vegetables because you absorbed the nutrients, you got those nutrients into your bloodstream, but those high sulfuric compounds didn't assimilate into your cells. In fact, your kidneys recognized it as something that they didn't need, and they spewed it out in your urine. So the nutrients were absorbed, but they were not assimilated. Assimilation, I've always referred to like the Star Trek movies, Star Trek The Next Generation with the Borg, because the Borg would not destroy other cultures. The Borg would assimilate other cultures. They would take the best from other cultures and make it their own. And that's what assimilation means. Assimilation means you eat something and it literally is loved by your cells, used by your cells, and becomes a part of you. It becomes a part of your body. Whereas absorption just gets into your bloodstream, and your kidneys could spew that out, or it could come out of your sweat. You absorbed it, but didn't assimilate it. Okay, I hope you understand the difference between those two now. So when you're looking at a bioavailability enhancing technology, you have to look at absorption and then assimilation and make them work together, not against each other. Okay, make them work in your cell structure together. So I hear companies talking about all the time, oh, our nutrients get to the bloodstream. Big deal. Even a non-scientist can figure out how to make something absorb into your body. Look, if I had a water-soluble B vitamin, I could blend that in water and it solubilizes, and because it's soluble, bam, it gets into my system. But look, if it's a synthetic vitamin, your body doesn't know what to do with that. Your cells don't know what to do with like a methylcobalamin or a cyanocobalamin, or these synthetic isolates like thiamine monohydrate or riboflavin-5-phosphate, which is supposedly a mimic of vitamin B2. You can absorb those into your bloodstream, but then bam, your kidneys recognize them as chemicals and it spews them out, and you get like neon colored urine or something, right? That's That's what happens when you absorb something in your bloodstream, but it's synthetic, and so your body spews it out. And all of these companies that talk about absorption, that's all it is. It's not assimilation, it's absorption. So it's not a true bioavailability enhancing technology. You know, I wrote down some things I heard from companies, and they're like, look, one company I was reading about was a Nano Technology company, which is cool. Nano Technology is cool. And yes, it is a bioavailability enhancing technology. But when I saw what they were making nano, they literally said on the label like nano magnesium. Any scientist knows that that's impossible, because magnesium in and of itself, the actual magnesium molecule is about 2 microns in diameter. You can't nanosize that. It wouldn't be magnesium anymore, okay? Calcium's the same. It's about 2.5 micron in diameter. It's not sub-micron. It's not a nanoparticle. And yet they claimed it right on their label. And I'm like, oh my gosh. There's other companies that claim to be like liposomal companies. So far, by the way, I've tested 30, I think I'm up to 32 or 33 different companies claiming to have liposomes, and not one of them has yet. Now, in my laboratory, at my nano and liposomal facility that I own, we have equipment that can test for nanoparticles and liposomes. It's called a blue wave light scattering technology. Think of it as a blue laser that shoots into the particle that you put in there, and then like sonar, it bounces back. It takes a map and gives you a particle size. Super expensive piece of equipment, but we have one of those. So I can test for particle size, and I can also do the 3 different types of tests needed to test for liposomes, which is load-bearing capacity, microscopy, and then the zeta curve potential. I'm maybe talking way over you guys' heads right now, but just know that we have that technology. And it's simple for me to buy these products off of Amazon. 32, 33 some odd companies right now, not one of them has liposomes, okay? So when you see these liposomal companies, they're all bogus, even though they claim, and they claim stupid things too. They're like saying liposomal mushroom. You cannot make a food molecule a liposome, period. Phytochemicals, for example, turmeric is a food, it's a root. I can't make liposomal turmeric, but curcumin in the turmeric root, I can extract that chemical, that phytochemical, and I can make liposomal curcumin. Give you another example. I can't make liposomal marigolds, but I can make liposomal lutein from an extract from marigolds. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I can make liposomal caffeine, but I can't make liposomal green tea. Do you get what I'm saying? I can't turn a leaf or a root or a stem into a liposome. So how in the heck am I supposed to turn a fungi? How do I encapsulate a mushroom into a giant fat bubble? It doesn't happen. If somebody's claiming liposomal, look at the ingredients, and if they've got a whole bunch of herbs in there, it's not liposomal, okay? Now, if they only have phytochemicals like liposomal B12, you can do that. Enough of that. So I hope you guys are getting enough information out of this to where you can kind of see through the lies that the companies are giving out there. Kind of educate yourselves on what's a real nanomolecule, what's not. Let's get into the LifeWise bioavailability enhancing technology, where here's the key phrase. I want you guys to repeat this, write it down in the comments here, share it. At LifeWise, we match the molecule with the technology, okay? So you will never see a nano magnesium at LifeWise because it doesn't exist. You can't do it. You will never see a liposomal ginseng because I can't do that. You have to match the delivery technology with the molecule, okay? And so that's what we've done. And so we don't use one bioavailability enhancing technology. We use multiple technologies because we match the technology with the molecule at LifeWise. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over each and every one of the LifeWise products, and I'm going to share with you what the B.E.T technology is in that product, so you won't have to ask. These are part of the frequently asked questions I get on each of the products. So I'm going to start right off the bat with the very first product we formulated, Clarity. Clarity is a nano technology that uses buccal absorption, which in and of itself is a bioavailable enhancing technology. So people talk for a long time, we just use capsules and tablets in the dietary supplement industry and in the pharma industry, by the way. But then in the mid-90s, you had a couple companies come out with these beverages that were nutritional beverages, and we call them functional beverages right now. And the functional beverage industry really took off and grew because pill fatigue was a real thing. It sucked having to swallow so many pills and everything. And then after the liquids, people started, getting really big into the soft gel technology. And so soft gel companies took off. But with soft gels came all sorts of different problems because soft gels, you can't use water because it melts the gelatin, right? It liquefies the gelatin. So we had to come out with different technologies of how to encapsulate different ingredients in a liposome. And then the nano technology hit hard when the CBD boom happened in 2018, 2017, around that time. CBD and nano CBD became really popular. So it seems like every 5 to 10 years, there's this huge leap in delivery technologies. Clarity, we use a nanotechnology for our vinpocetine, the huperzine, the theobromine. I can create nanoparticles out of all of these phytochemicals. And then we put it on this oral strip. So we have 2 delivery technologies in this one product. It's really cool. Dream, the second product we created, is also a really cool patented extract from saffron. It's not saffron because, again, I can't make saffron a liposome or a nanoparticle. But Affron is a patented extract. It's got these active phytochemicals that I can spin it up in a high shear homogenizer, and it creates these beautiful nanomolecules that go beautifully on these strips. If you guys haven't seen how pretty the Dream strips are, man, I'll open one of these up for you right now. They're so smooth and silky, and they just blend so nice because I get these tiny nanomolecules on here, and they just literally go beautifully into this beautiful colored saffron strip. I mean, it's gorgeous. It's so thin, it's see-through. It's less than 1/10 of a millimeter in thickness, okay? So it dissolves so quickly and you fall asleep so fast with that. So this is also a nano and buccal absorption technology. Shield actually has 3 delivery technologies because I did a liposomal quercetin in this product, and I also did 2 of the other ingredients. The beta-cyclodextrin is a nanotechnology. I created a nanomolecule out of the beta-cyclodextrin, and then the vitamin D3 is also a nanomolecule. So we've got a liposome, nano, in a buccal absorption. So 3 different delivery technologies to deliver Shield. Oh, the GMI is a water-soluble ingredient. So it also creates a beautiful nanomolecule because it's a peptide. It's literally a small chain of amino acids extracted from, and again, it's a patented process from the spore of the reishi mushroom. I'll do a training on that one later. I've already done a great training that's on our YouTube channel. You can check that out later. 3 different types of delivery technologies in the Shield. Our Radiance. This is also nano and buccal. I know I sound redundant right now because most of our oral strips are buccal absorption, but in order to make that more efficacious, I create nanoparticles out of the buccal absorption ingredients too. So this is a patented synetine, which is a hydrolyzed keratin. We've got the biotin in here. We have the patented L-ergothioneine, which is trademarked Ergovita. That's 2,950% stronger than glutathione at fighting free radicals. It also is a telomerase enhancer. I create nanoparticles out of those and put them on the strip so they become a buccal absorption technology as well. Marineone. Marineone is a phytoplankton, so it's actually a living organism. So I can't nanosize it or I'll destroy the organism, but I did buccal absorption with Marineone because the phytoplankton is microscopic. They're tiny microscopic living organisms, and they will pass through the buccal lining into your bloodstream. So we did just buccal absorption with the Marineone. Restore is cool because it's a special type of liposomal delivery. It is called SMEDS technology, the self-microemulsifying drug delivery technology. That's called SMED, meaning that when I take these lipid-based ingredients and I combine them and solubilize them with other lipids, I get a self-emulsifying things that bond and form with each other to create a targeted delivery system. So this product instantly absorbs via your gut lining into your bloodstream and then only goes to areas of inflammation where you've got high inflammation markers. So it's the SMEDS delivery technology in Restore. The one says it right on the back. It's an enzyme delivery technology. Why? Because the one is whole food. It's leaves and roots and stems and berries and plants. Sesbania, guava, rose hips. This is food. So I can't do nano, can't do liposomal, but what breaks down food? When you eat food, what breaks it down? Some people say it's their stomach acid. You are wrong. That was proven inaccurate in 1875 by a physician. I'm going to go on a sidetrack here, but I've got a little bit of time. There was a Native American Indian who crossed somebody's property line, and it was some old farmer, and he shot the Indian with his shotgun, and it blew his stomach open, but it didn't kill him. Literally blew a hole in his stomach. And when they took this Native American to the physician, to a local doctor, he saw that the man's stomach was exposed, but the man wasn't dying. He was still alive. And boy, today, this would be like considered cruelty. And of course, no doctor would ever do this. But literally for the next 3 days, this physician would tie a piece of food to a string and place it in the man's stomach and look to see the digestive process. Because at that time, we believed the digestive process was mechanical. We knew that when you swallowed, your esophagus would do something called peristalsis. And we believed that peristalsis, and it does still, the peristalsis goes through all the way through your GI tract, but we thought it was that movement in the stomach that ground up your food. We believed it was a mechanical process. But this guy, experimenting on this Native American Indian, discovered that every time you put food in there, all of these liquids came out of the stomach. And because the man hadn't swallowed anything, there was no peristalsis, and it was the liquid elements that digested the food. And in those elements, we discovered pepsin, chymotrypsin, trypsin, pancreatine, these digestive enzymes. So it's enzymes that break down our food into small microscopic particles to be absorbed by your microvilli in the small intestine. So food is enzyme delivery. So there's very powerful enzymes in here that digest the food for you. So I don't care if you have celiac, if you have leaky gut syndrome, if you have heartburn or bad digestion, or you claim, well, I have bad digestion, so I can't take food products. No, you can. There are some people that can only eat liquid. You can take the one because the one has all the enzymes it needs to digest it for you, all right? So the one is enzyme delivery, not nano, not liposomal. Now, our liquid soluble products, meaning Perk that dissolves instantly in hot water to make you a beautiful cup of coffee, and Lift that dissolves instantly in any type of water to give you the most satisfying, best tasting. I'm not exaggerating here, guys. Back me up. This is freaking the best tasting energy drink I've ever had in my life. And I love how I feel when I'm on this stuff. And it's got the best ingredients, right? These solubilize all on their own. And so literally by solubilizing, meaning you're creating nanoparticles, but they're meant to be ingested because they are like soluble foods. So there's really no delivery technology in here except the water, the hot water or the cold water that you're mixing those with. It's meant to be in a pure liquid form so that once you drink it, again, these ingredients get into your bloodstream instantly because they're solubilized. They're creating nanoparticles naturally without any mechanical process. It's cool. It literally solubilizes in water. That leads us to enhance his and hers, which I don't have samples here to show you today because literally everything I had got shipped to corporate. I was really dumb. I didn't save samples for myself. So Mike, if you're listening, ship me 5 or so units of Enhance. It is a buccal absorption and a nano technology for Enhance His. Enhance Hers is a topical lubricant, which means I don't want it to penetrate deeply into the skin because as a lubricant, you know that if you get quick absorption and penetration, think of like a skincare lotion or something. When it penetrates deeply, you don't feel it anymore. We want Enhance Hers to be felt. We want it to stay surface and barely subsurface because it's a lubricant and stimulant. It is 100% pure fats. all natural. In fact, they're organic, and one of them is even wild sourced fat, so it's so good for you. But it does not have a delivery technology because it was not meant to be delivered. It was meant to be applied. Okay, applied topically, not delivered. So there's no bioavailability enhancing technology for Enhance-Hers because it wasn't meant to be bioavailable. Got it? All right. Those are the bioavailability enhancing technologies for the LifeWise products. So thank you for joining me tonight. Once again for In the Lab with me, Tracy Gibbs. Join me next Tuesday, 7 p.m. And watch out this week for a special little, I'm going to say it's like a 30-second training / sneak peek into our nighttime cream that will be in connection with our daytime cream coming out just before the holidays. Have a good evening. Bye.